Hey, this is Irvin Griffin. And I had nothing else to do, so before retiring to the bed for another week of work, thought I'd talk about these two. Yeah, it's pretty much a dead horse at this point. And for anybody that doesn't know, Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes pretty much they are out of ABC and Good Morning America. Not to mention Amy Robach is out of her job at 2020, which was actually her bigger gig than Good Morning America. They did get a nice severance package, and there was some things being said, and as someone that works in the media, I get this about, well, Amy got a bigger payout than TJ Holmes. There's a reason for that. And no, it has nothing to do with skin color or even gender. It has more to do with the fact Amy Robach has actually been at ABC way longer than TJ Holmes. So she actually warranted a bigger payout. Not to mention, she was one of their biggest figures in terms of mainstream. Now, in terms of black people, yeah, we knew who T.J. Holmes was from his days on BET. So we already knew who he was. Most never even heard of Amy Robach. Most black folks, I'm afraid, had never heard of her until this scandal came up. But I had been working at an NBC affiliate. I've been known who Amy Robach was. I remember her very well, particularly from the weekend sessions on not only the Today Show, but I also remember her a lot on MSNBC, seeing her a lot there. So I already knew who she was. Now, as far as the whole scandal thing, you can look at my previous videos on that and my take on that, as there is a bit of a timeline in which I talk about it progressively and such. And let me say, all this sympathy for Andrew Shue, and especially Andrew Shue, of course, is the ex of Amy Robach, and for Marilee Figby, the soon-to-be ex-wife of T.J. Holmes. Here's my thing. Yeah, the only ones I have sympathy, and I've said this from day one, the only ones I have sympathy for are the kids. I have sympathy for the kids because they did not ask for this. They did not ask for this. The adults, no, there ain't no clean hands here. You really look at it. Yeah, TJ and Amy are the obvious ones, but Andrew Shue, who is probably the least culpable as far as the actual situation, he does not have a clean history. Many say, and it's never been proven, but many say he got with Amy while he was still technically married to his former wife, who is the mother of his 3 sons, who Amy Robach is the stepmother of. Likewise, Amy Robach, there have been rumors of her cheating all the way back to NBC. In fact, the now disgraced former head anchor of the Today Show, Matt Lauer, there have been rumors for years that him and Amy Robach, as you see right here, those two may have had an affair. Of course, this one, unlike a lot of the other ones implied with Matt Lauer, which may not have been consensual, this one was completely consensual, allegedly. So, yeah, she's not had a real clean history either. And TJ, yeah, they've been just throwing all his business out. And the reason I don't have a lot of sympathy for Marilee is that, here's my thing. Marilee had a bunch of chances to get out of this situation. When he found out that T.J. Holmes, well, she found out rather, that T.J. Holmes slept around on her with a producer named Natasha Singh, that was her window to get out. That was her window to get out. Right there. But she chose not to. She chose to stay and work things out. And I just find it funny that when it was the black woman, or in this case, the Middle Eastern woman, yeah, she was mad, but she didn't break up with him. But when it was the white woman, all of a sudden, she's putting all the business out there. And ABC allegedly did everything they could to get TJ out of there. But they did everything they could to try to keep Amy. But when Amy wouldn't budge, they had to send her packing too. Which I find a little funny in itself, because both of them were messy. Both of them were sloppy. I have a feeling if this would have came out, but they were handling things quietly behind the set, trying not to break any noise. I'm not saying they would have kept their jobs, but there's a pretty good chance they might have held on to their jobs. They might still be there right now. In fact, we probably see them roll back out right now, because ratings actually went up when this scandal came out. They didn't go down. Unlike with Matt Lauer. I mean, it's just like with Matt Lauer. When his scandal came out and they got him out of there, the ratings actually went up there. The ratings actually went up with TJ and Amy, because people were more interested in them than they were in the show. Granted, that might be a bad thing, but they could have turned it into a good thing had they not been so sloppy and so reckless about it. But they chose to be that way, hence where we are at now. And apparently in the G.N.F world, which means give no, and you probably can figure out what the F word means, in their world, they're now on vacation in Mexico, as you see right here. And of course, the photos that's really getting the attention is when they decide to strip down into the swimwear out on the beach, like most people do when they go out on the beach, as you're about to see right here. And the one that's getting the most attention is basically TJ Holmes applying, well, his version of, shall we say, the Fleets van Erika Claw to Amy's lack of badonkadonk. Now, let me say this. Just speaking as a man myself, is she totally flat? Nah. No, she got that little runner's booty. I mean, you can tell it's nice and toned and everything. She got that little runner's booty. But, giving my TV a command, but she ain't got no badonkadonk, but it's a little bit back there. Obviously, TJ's happy with it. But the real reason I think he's happy with it is that $50 million gold mine that Amy Robach's 50-year-old behind is sitting on. And to quote another YouTuber, honey, you may think you just took a man that you've been lusting after away from another woman. All you did was inherit her problems. If I was Mary Lee, even though I don't think she's totally clean in this either, I would be almost glad he's gone. I would be more concerned with my daughter, which hopefully that's what she's doing. Oh, and speaking of daughters, from what I understand, for her 50th birthday, none of Amy's daughters, neither her stepdaughters or even her biological daughters, even contacted their mama to wish them happy birthday. Which normally I would feel sorry for the parent, but in this case, it's understandable. And in fact, the daughters have all rallied behind the father and stepfather, respectively, of in the form of Andrew Shute. They've all rallied behind him. As for TJ, he has finally reached out to his daughter and is spending time. But I wonder if he's sincerely trying to make up for time with his daughter, or is this just a photo op? I guess time will tell, but this is a totally messy train wreck that, let's be honest, as sick as we are of it, we just can't help but watch. And me, particularly, considering I work in media, particularly I'm watching this. But this is always why I say, don't get your booty where you make your booty. And sometimes workplace romances happen. But if you find that one, like in this case, don't be messy like these guys. Please, don't be messy like these guys. No love or no good sex is worth messing up the rest of your life and having to clean up and make up to people that should have been your first priority. Sorry. No piece of tail is worth me just putting myself in it for a second. No piece of tail is worth messing up something that I have good in my life. Likewise, ladies, I don't care how good he gives it to you. I don't care how nice his package is. And you know what I mean by package? It ain't worth it. Ain't worth it at all. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this. I'm out. Y'all have a nice evening.